What's going on? It's Vianney here, and today I've got a question for you. What do Tanner Chittister, Dan Locke, Alex Hormozi, and Grant Cardone have in common? 1. They all make tons and tons of money. 2. They're all in the coaching and or consultancy space. And 3. They all have a massive, globally recognized brand. Today, we're going to talk exactly about that. Why is a personal brand probably the most important asset that you can have in business, full stop, and what you need to do to accelerate your authority in your niche fast so that your business can grow and you can collect cash and you can pre-sell everyone working with you at the same time. Let's get into it. In order to really understand why a personal brand is so important, it's important that we think about what happens in the buyer's journey, right? What happens when you take someone from cold to sold, right? They're going all the way through the sales funnel. Well, cold, if you really think about it, is someone who doesn't know and or doesn't trust you. Why would they pay you thousands of dollars over paying someone else thousands of dollars who they know and trust and who's been in their world? And effectively, that means they have low confidence in you or your program. Warm, which is someone here in the middle, this is someone who knows you a little bit, want to see how it works, and they're at least interested in what you've got going on. And you can make sales from warm. That can happen from cold. It's very, very hard. Sold is someone who you have influence over. That means they have a high trust in you or your program. And the point I'm making here is that the trust in you is more important than your trust in the program. Think about those guys that we mentioned before, right? Alex Hormozi, for example. If he brought out a new program, I would be mostly excited about working with him over necessarily his program, right? Because my trust in him is really high and he has influence over me. Same thing happens with Dan Henry, Dan Locke, Grant Cardone, Tanner Chittister, all these people that are well known in the coaching and consultancy space. So the next thing to bear in mind is that this is how influence works. Think about the size of your audience right now, okay? And there's really 3 scenarios. You've got 1, no audience plus no influence. Your potential for growth is really, really small, okay? It's basically 0. And then you've got the second piece, which you've got the small audience with small influence. You've got some growth potential here. Think about people that have an okay LinkedIn network, an okay Facebook network, these kinds of people. They've got a relatively small audience with a small influence and they've got some growth potential. And then the people that are well known in the space, a large audience with high influence. These are the ones with massive growth potential. So think about some personal brands, right? Even if we step outside of coaching and consulting, how is it that some people can launch a brand new product and it just blows up and it makes them millions and millions and millions and in some cases billions? So think about Rhianna, right? This is a very good example that everyone will resonate with. Rhianna was originally known for her music, and then she launched 2 products. She launched an underwear company and she also launched a makeup company. Both of them have blown up. She went from being a millionaire to being a billionaire. The difference between a million and a billion is enormous. But the reason this worked at launch isn't because she has tons of money to spend on ads and everything else. And obviously she did. But the point is she has a massive recognizable brand. People wanted to be in Rhianna's world before they even found out what this was. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is obviously you're not Rhianna, right? Obviously you're not Dan Henry. Obviously you're not Alex Hormozi. Obviously you're not Dan Locke, Tanner Chittister, all these kind of people. You're you and I'm me, and we play a different game. But that doesn't mean you can't massively accelerate your authority in your space. And so we're going to cover a couple of steps of how you can do that right now today in the next section of this video. Now, because you are probably a relatively small fish, we have to find a way to artificially accelerate your authority in your world. And the way to not do this is to go super broad on loads and loads of different platforms and be all over the shop and speak loads of different messages. It's actually to do the opposite. It's to niche down, because the more specific you can get with the type of person that you want to work with, the more you will be recognizable to that person. So think about this. We want you to focus on 1 or 2 platforms max. Look, the chances are you're not trying to go from, high 7 figures to 8 figures watching this video. Okay? Chances are you're in the mid 6s or the low 6s and you want to increase that to go to 7 figures plus. That's where the vast majority of coaches and consultants are. Now, I'm telling you this because I've made this mistake, and because after working with hundreds of people, I've seen this over and over and over again. You will make more money, you will save more time by becoming the king or the queen of a small pond in which you are the go-to person and everyone in that space buys from you, than trying to be a massive influencer. Because the reality of the situation is this: you don't have the funds to put 100K a month into organic and into ads and go wide, just like these other people are, right? So you need to be the recognizable figure in your place. You can comfortably grow your business to 6 and 7, and in some cases even 8 figures by working with your pond and doing it very well. One of our clients right now is doing 12 million a year. And it's literally because he is well known in his space. Outside of his space, he's not well known. Okay, no one knows who this person is outside of his specific niche, but in his niche, he's crushing it because he's the go-to person for all of those people. And if you're going to go cross-platform, then make sure that it's super leveraged. So for example, we're doing this on YouTube because I know that, well, YouTube is a long-term project, but beyond that, I can link this to people who we're having conversations with. It can go down the emails, it can go on Facebook, and it can go on Instagram, right? So have places where you're leveraging the actual effort that you're doing, and it can pay off multiple times over rather than just creating content all over the shop, not having sales conversations everywhere and creating chaos that way. The aim of the game is not right now for you to have a network of 50,000 people. The aim of the game is for you to reliably bring 25 to 30 new people into your world every single day. Over time, you're going to be able to exert influence over because they are going to see you as the recognized figure in the space. And that brings me to something really, really important, and that is who you are. Now, before you click away and you think this is some kind of hippie nonsense, I have a client who 2 weeks ago on a Friday did 96K in sales in one single day with a brand new product into a brand new audience. And the question is, how does that even work? And the answer is simple. If we artificially accelerate things, it happens faster. Her brand is that she is the sales queen. She's the sales queen for women who want to learn to sell the authentic way while being true to themselves and make a lot of money doing it, right? So when she introduces herself to people, she says, hey, I'm the sales queen. All of her content's about the sales queen. All of her emails are about the sales queen. So even though it's a new product, people who see that and resonate with it and go, man, I love her confidence. I love how she's doing it. I love the name she's given herself. I want to learn to be the sales queen too. These are going to be the guys that are coming in for the whole year, creating that 96K per year in sales for her. Okay, so it's really, really important. You are known for something. Who are you? Who are you going to be known as in your space? And if you can't answer that question right now, it means that there's some soul searching to do and that you're probably not quite there. And that is likely the reason that you are not making the money that you want to make. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's inspired you to take some action. I hope it's made you think a little bit about what's missing on your side and how you can accelerate your authority in your audience by niching down, becoming really well known in a specific space, adding those people into your world, giving yourself a proper title. What are you, the queen or the king or the wizard or the unicorn of? And then getting known for that thing and that thing only, because the reality of the situation is that you as a coach or consultant, you don't need that many clients to make your 7 figures or to make your 6 figures. You might only need 50 clients for the year. It's not huge volume. You don't need to be playing the game that other people are playing, but you do need to, from their perspective, exert a similar level of pull, because otherwise, why would they work with you and not with someone else? If you enjoyed this video, I'd love you to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. As always, feel free to join our Facebook group. There should be a link below that in the description, and join our newsletter as well. And I'll see you in the next one.